Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Coldman and this video is my first when I'm speaking in beautiful English with Polish accent, which is my native language. Today's video has some nice engagements on Finnish Virtual Pilots server on BF-109 F-2 with 20mm cannon. I will analyze those files as pro as I can, so you will be able to benefit from them and maybe have some commentaries about how it could be done better maybe. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please subscribe my channel for future content like that. As you can see, I'm starting off the runway because it's kinda alarm start because of enemy approaching the airfield. Happily, enemy did not survive AA defenses on airfield and I was able to continue my flight. Of course, as you can see, it could be my first kill if not those accurate ground units. So, my first engagement was a bizarre one. I spotted an IL-2 passing underneath me. I immediately dived on him, but he was aware of me and threw his nose on me. So I knew that head-on pass with IL-2 is suboptimal for my surviving, so I decided to avoid fire and use the vertical climb abilities of 109 and attack him from his 6. But it never happened because after head-on, pilot of Stormodic didn't saw any chance to win this fight and decided to bail out immediately. So I think that was the right choice from my perspective, but he didn't even try to estimate the level of piloting skills of his opponent, and come on, IL-2 is sturdy and maybe he had a chance to force some mistakes and use it against me, but he didn't want to try even. Just after that, I spotted another IL-2 working on our defenses, so I decided to attack. Situation was almost identical to the first one, but this time enemy pilot after head-on pass tries to fight me. I received some hits on the fuselage on this head-on pass, which was my mistake, but nothing crucial, and I was able to fight him. He fired his rocket and dropped his bombs and turned as hard as he could to avoid fire, but I reduced my power to hold my turn abilities and score very good hits on his fuselage. After that he decided to jump. I decided to fly here aggressively because I was pretty sure it was a one-on-one fight. Otherwise I would not decrease my power but always hold my speed as high as I can. third fight was against MiG-3. I spotted him quite early, which was crucial to win this engagement. He was lower than me when I saw him, but my plan was to fool him that I am in lower energy state than he was. I gained as much speed as I could and get lower in case he didn't spotted me to sneak on his low 6, but he spotted me and took the bait. He turned into me but climbing too, which gives me opportunity to snapshot, which happily landed on target. After that he climbed with me vertically, estimating that I don't have energy to avoid his fire range. But that was his mistake. I was able to end on top of him without being exposed to his fire. Rest is a little clumsy shooting due to low speed and instability after Hammerhead. I stopped shooting just after I saw black fire smoke, which was my big mistake, because fire extinguished immediately and guy safely landed on his airfield. So always check and confirm your kills. And another interception of IL-2. This time I spotted him heading back home on the deck. It was a long chase, so I had some time to think how bite this IL-2 from his 6. Best way to do that is sneak from dead low 6 and attack from high angle into oil cooler below the engine or in the cockpit area. It often leads to engine catching up fires or pilot kill. Firing from 6 through whole plane almost always leads to nothing. You can shoot full ammo on IL-2 and he can fly home still with no problems. But in this situation, pilot flies so low that I couldn't get low enough to get proper angle, and I think he heard me before I started shot at him. So I put as much bullets on him as I could and gone vertical to see what he's up to. Luckily he ditched his plane after a few seconds, after he slowed down enough to do it safely because of new pilot physiology and damage model. This is classic example of interception using high dive speed of 109. I spotted Yak 1 below me, immediately dive on him, lining up on his 6. Most important in those attacks is to control your speed. If you will be too fast, your control surfaces will lock and you will not be able to aim properly and react to eventually break turns of enemy. And in worst case, you will overshoot enemy without ability to avoid gunfire. So never make yourself a flying dart. In other hand, if you will be too slow and if enemy pilot will spot you on time, you can end up in a turn fight which is not optimal for 109 against Yaks. So speed control is key to success. Here we have an example of a successful defense against Yak 1. I spotted enemy on my 6, but not in range to fire. I decided to brake hard right because 109 turns better in this direction due to proper spin force, and it is the opposite to Russian planes that turn better to the left. I reduced my power to tight my turn and make angles to shot as hard as it can be. After merge, I gone vertically and the Yak seems to lock on surfaces from high speed because his turn was so loose that I was able to snapshot using 109's momentary high angle of attack. That is quite hard deflection shot, but made my way to win this bad situation. And here we go, we have another classic situation. It's football time with mine, 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 mine. Best shooter wins the credit kill. And last my kill, but not least kill in this video, unfortunately. This is an example of getting not too close and not too fast diving on the target. Yak Pilot is trying to maneuver to shake me off, but I have perfect separation to react on his moves and score 20mm hit that put him out of the fight. I'm trying to confirm the kill after that mix slipping of my hands, but his yak is out of control in a dive and find his fate on the ground. And the last victim of this video is myself against the hurricane. Example of my mistakes: climbing in enemy territory, not paying attention to my height. I heard the incoming plane but never saw where he is coming from, so I turned as hard as I could, but that guy was prepared for me and scored very good hits that put me on fire immediately. So I had to jump and end my day on the chute. I hope you find this video entertaining and helpful. Please subscribe and like my channel for future content like that. Stay chilled and see you in the sky.